Up, y'all? So we are at yet another one of those we really need abortion videos, or only the mom matters because the dad doesn't give birth. So fuck his whole entire you know position on the matter, which obviously I pretty much know where I am on it. But I'll let the video play, say a little something, and then go to the comments.
Nobody guilt trip you into getting an abortion. If you want to get an abortion, you can get an abortion. I don't understand why people be so just doing the most, because in the beginning of early pregnancy, all that it is some pre-pregnancy tissue that look like a little dust bunny, some a gestational sac, and some fluid surrounding the sac. Like, I don't understand, and I'm gonna put a picture in here. That's why when y'all be asking me questions about abortions and how long abortions take, I be telling y'all literally like 10 minutes. We're literally vacuuming a little piece of sac out of your uterus. And I'm going to show you exactly what that looked like from like 5 to 9 weeks if I can find a good image. Don't get me wrong, like, if you don't believe in abortions, to each his own. Me, I believe in women's rights and you can do whatever you want to do with your coochie. But when people be getting on here trying to guilt trip people for getting abortions, you're killing the baby, you're killing the baby. I'm going to show you exactly what baby they talking about and what they think that you're killing, especially in early pregnancy, because there is no heartbeat, there is no fingers, there is no legs, there is no brain, there is no nothing but sac tissues and freaking, you'll see. Don't ever.
So I would really like to have somebody formatively answer this question that I have about that. When you minimize it the way she did, which is, oh, it's not even, it's a nothing burger. It's not even, it's just like a glob of spit, basically. Ask what their reaction would be and what they think the penalty should be if a man gets a woman pregnant and he does not want a baby with her and he punches her in the stomach to end the pregnancy. I can guarantee you the tone will completely change. When by their logic, the only thing he should be in front of a judge for is assault. That's about it. And we don't send people to jail for life, 25 years because they put somebody in the stomach. So you can't say in one sense, oh, she's not doing anything. It's basically just spit. It's not a thing. Why are you acting like it's a thing? But then if the guy doesn't want the kid and he punches her in the stomach, all of a sudden it's this huge deal, and you made her go through blah blah blah. All he did was punch her in the stomach. It's literally it. Now when she said at the end here, uh,
Abortions, to each his own. Me, I believe in women's rights and you can do whatever you want to do with your coochie. But when people be getting on here,
that is an epic cop out. You cannot say that because something is quote unquote a right, ergo just do whatever you want. We people got a hold of the word rights and threw it on everything. Rights is basically just a sauce now. Like it's sizzled on everything at it. Just like that's all. We're done. We called it rights, therefore you must give it, or you must not take it away. We called it rights. That's not how logic works, or the definition of rights work. It could be quit walking in my uterus. If I wanted it out, it's getting out. Let's normalize minding our own body parts. This whole body thing is just another way for someone to sound like essentially a victim. Because when you say mind our own body parts, you completely ignore anybody else could be in the picture. Anybody else. The kid itself, the father. Yes, the father matters. Because another thing that I always say, if y'all want to say, oh, he shouldn't get a say because he doesn't carry it, blah blah blah. Okay, ask him what about post birth. Should he be able to also drop it off at the police station with no uh penalty, no child support being owed? Should he be able to give it up for adoption? after it's born. They don't actually care about the whole in the womb thing. It's just a cop out. They don't want him to have rights outside of it either. Just obligation. Although I will give credit, a handful of women have agreed to me that, hey, yeah, there should be a way where, he has an initial yes or no, does he want to be in the kid's life? Which, fine, but I must say, we are fucking pathetic at this point where we're just trying to get everybody out free of charge, as opposed to saying, hey, you have a parental obligation, both of you. You have an obligation to fucking carry it and birth it. You have an obligation to what y'all want to keep the whole men's roles, even though apparently we don't believe in roles, but we believe in this one all the time. Fine. But it's just, to me, again, pathetic that we only want to get people out of responsibility. Like, you gotta understand how society will become absolute shit because of that. I've had 2 so far and no regrets. I'm going to offer it every time. Serious question though. Do y'all tell the fathers before and after termination? Not gonna lie. I do just for the plot. This chick is not even serious. If she is serious, I can't take this here. This is stupid. This is really dumb. I think for some, it's more so spiritual. Like it's God's will for them to get pregnant, that everything happens for a reason. Okay, I don't... it doesn't mean it's a good reason, and I really hate that saying. I swear I thought this way too until I got pregnant, and I wanted my baby so bad, but I 100% respect anyone else's choice. If you want that abortion, it's your right to get it. I don't care. So skirt past the whole, is it even right, moral, ethical, any of that. Just say, oh, I just think you should. Fine, problem solved. But when she said, I thought this way until I got pregnant, what exactly is she saying there? That she thought that she would kill it until she got pregnant? I would like her for her to clarify. Got one at 6 weeks. Was it hard? Sure. Do I have days where it can contribute to my mental load some days? Sure. Am I happy without the baby? Absolutely. 10 out of 10 would recommend not having that baby. You see how it's a joke? But at the same time, we're supposed to be super empathetic if they have to go through some sort of tragedy in this regard. It can't be all fun and games in a joke when you want to say, I'm going to kill that baby, I don't give a fuck. But then, again, if like that guy who like gave his girlfriend or whoever an abortion pill in like her coffee or some shit, it's a joke, right? It's a joke. It's not to be gave a fuck about. It is a joke. So why are we supposed to be empathetic for something that's so small, so irrelevant? Less than 10 minutes, about 3 to 5 minutes. In and out, drove myself home. A punch to the stomach is less than 3 to 5 minutes. It's almost instantaneously, actually. So should it be considered just the same? I got an abortion at 5 months, not gonna lie. I was thinking so hard. Wish I could have did it sooner. But it got done and I'm not so depressed anymore. Last August, no regrets. And I don't want my daughter or son to have any either, ever. Interesting, she says her son, because your son could just walk away, right? I have no regrets. I don't understand how y'all can talk like this, but then when the dad is like, okay, you had it, bye. How could you? Like, because we don't give a fuck about it either. Just like you don't give a fuck, it's just a joke to you that you would just throw it in a dumpster, a colostomy bag, whatever the fuck they put it in at the abortion clinic. The dad could feel the same way. So how could you be shocked and like ask for, how could you just walk out of a kid's life? How could you just dump it at the clinic and go on about your life and not give a fuck? What? How could you joke about it in this way? I don't think it's ever something to be taken lightly, and I certainly would not think it's ever okay to push a woman in either direction, directly or indirectly. Eh, I want to call that a cop out, but maybe not. Move on. People get on the internet and say literally anything. Do what's best for you. But let's not downgrade the seriousness of the situation. We all want, we all ask to a higher power. That's what these 5 replies said. There is no higher power, okay? Okay, they turned this to a whole, never mind. Moving on. My baby had a heartbeat and tissue all at 8 weeks. I still aborted for safety and medical reasons, but it definitely did have a heartbeat. Okay, here's the thing about the whole medical thing. People, it's been said time and time again that if you want to make sure that it can be a deadly type situation, that people, even because I'm not pro life, I just hate illogical arguments, even including pro choice. But they've made it clear that they're willing to they're willing to understand that, hey, if there are medical complications, sure. So when you say it's between me and my doctor, okay, if there's medical complication, but if you're killing it because like, oh, I just don't want it right now, yeah, that is kind of a fucked up reason. But again, and I guess I always have to give this disclaimer. In no way am I saying I actually give that much of a fuck. No. I'm simply saying if you're going to allow the mom to have an out, you kind of also have to have a lot of that to have an out. You can't put the system in place that says chase him down and tell him he's going to get arrested and put in jail because he didn't. And like, but her parental obligations could just so cleanly be, just done away with. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You can prevent the pregnancy in the first place, or you can end the pregnancy. Hell, you can go through the pregnancy and then adopt it immediately. Give it up for adoption immediately. Drop it off at the baby box. Drop it off at the fire station. Hell, in some cases, if she literally takes motherhood off, but the kids are still alive, we might pick them up free of charge and not charge the child support. That much you get out of jail free cards is fucking atrocious. And all men are asking for is, stop charging me all this damn fucking child support when I said I ain't want this fucking kid. That's where I stand on it. So if you want to say fuck them kids, me too. But for both parents. Oh wow. I might stop here. This is a lie. The baby heartbeat started around 4 weeks. I know from experience because I'm 4 months, 3 weeks pregnant, and I thought about abortion, even though I am totally against it. But once I went in for that 5-6 week checkup, my baby had a heartbeat very strong. That's what made me not get one, even though I wasn't getting one at all. I'm totally against abortions. Ooh, a woman against abortions. It starts before then. It's just, okay, whatever. I thought they was going to come at her. It didn't. I don't care if it's a dust bunny or it's formed into a healthy, recognizable human being. It's still the mother's choice, period. Okay, when you say that, it becomes, at that point, extremely sinister. Extremely. Because you say, even if it's a fully healthy, recognizable human being, still fuck that kid. We're not talking about walking away and leaving it with the other parent that, quote unquote, chose to stay because that's a bar that y'all hold so highly. We're talking about killing it at that point. Again, how dare you ask men how they can walk away when it's alive? And you can literally kill it with no remorse. Because you want to be able to go on vacation without finding a babysitter. That's way more fucked up. Way more fucked up. I'm going to leave it there. Be right, not positive. I'm out.